What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. We're going to give it a minute, let everybody join in for our play at home game here tonight. All right. Welcome in, Ben. I'm going to go over the rules here in a minute. So just hang tight, and I will be giving all the rules here shortly. Just going to give it a minute to let everybody get in the room. What I am posting in the comment right now is the link to the score sheet. If you want to print out an official score sheet to play along, go ahead and copy that, follow that link, and you can get yourself the PDF. It's not necessary to do that, but if you want the official Trivia Nights with Greg Play at Home edition score sheet, there's where you can find it. Hope you guys are all having a good Sunday. Wrapping up another week with our standard play at home game. We did Jeopardy style trivia on Thursday night. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. It seemed like a lot of you guys did too. So we'll do that again for sure. We'll do that every few weeks, maybe once a month type of deal. But that was fun. I like that. But tonight we're back to our standard format and game. We got a couple request rounds to get to tonight. So as always, feel free to send those requests for rounds you want to play. Either put them in the comments here or send me a message on Facebook or whatnot. If you got categories you want to play, let me know. I would eventually like to make our Sunday nights like an all request kind of night. So we got some requests in tonight. So let's get going. Let's do the rules real quick. If we've got some new players in here, we're going to go over the rules for how we play our game. We're going to play 5 rounds of pub-style trivia. Our first round is a picture round, followed by 3 specific categories, and then a round of general trivia. Each round is made up of 5 questions worth 1 point and a bonus question, which is usually a bit harder. So it's worth 2 points. So 30 questions in all will be asked tonight. The game takes about an hour and 15 minutes or so to play, depending on how distracted we get along the way. Here's how the game breaks down. Here's how we play it. I'm going to read you the questions. They also appear on the screen. You're going to write down your own answers on your score sheet at home. Please do not put any answers in the comment section. You can either download and print out that score sheet. That's the link is in the comments, or just use any piece of scratch paper you got lying around the house. Just make sure you keep enough space for 30 answers and group your answers together by round. So I'm going to read you the questions. You're going to write them down on your score sheet, not putting them in the comments. After I repeat all the questions, just in case you need to hear it a second time or you missed one, then I'll give you a moment to finalize your answers, and I'll read you the correct answers or show you the correct answers. And you're going to score your own score sheets at home. So we're playing on the honor system here. So please, no cheating, no Googling answers, no filling in blanks or changing answers. We're just playing for fun and some internet bragging rights. So there's no reason to cheat, no reason to look up answers, anything like that. At the end of the final round, you're going to add up all 5 of your rounds and put one big score on your sheet, nice and big so I could see it. And you're going to take a picture of that score sheet, and you're going to send that picture to me via Facebook Messenger. If you're playing on Periscope, you can send that to me via Twitter, a Twitter DM, or if you're playing on YouTube, you can post your picture in the comments, or just put in the comments what your final score was. And then I will take a moment to put together all of our final scores and crown our big winner tonight. As always, you are allowed to double the score for one of the 5 rounds tonight. And you do that simply by circling your entire group of answers for that round before I read you the correct answers. When we play this game in person at the bar, you have to turn in your score sheets before the answers are read for each round. So you don't have the luxury of having your score sheet with you when you hear the answers. So you decide what round you're going to double before you hear those answers. So in the spirit of the game, I ask you please do the same thing. So when I give you that break in the questions and reading the answers, if you think you did real well, if you think you got all 6 questions right, just put a big circle around all your answers, and you can give yourself double the amount of points for that particular round. You're allowed to do that one time tonight. I just ask you, don't wait until after the answers are read. Don't, go, holy cow, we got all 6 right on the picture round, let's double it, or wait to the end of the night and then pick the round you did best in the double. Please double your score. Circle your answers for the double score before you hear the correct answers. So basically, the only 3 major infractions you can make while playing at home tonight is cheating of any kind, looking up answers, anything of that sort. Putting answers in the comment section, that's a big no-no, and waiting to double your score till after you hear the answers. As long as we don't do any of that, we'll have some fun tonight. And here are our categories for this chilly, wet Sunday night here in Chicago. We're going to play Famous Dave's Picture Round. That's a pretty simple round. I'm just going to show you pictures of 5 guys named Dave. You have to tell me what Dave they are. Identify some famous Daves. Breakfast cereal is round number 2. That was a request. I believe that was one of Carson's rounds, so hopefully she's here playing tonight. Will and Grace, that was a request from the team STD. I know they're here playing. At least one member is playing. All depends on who's working tonight. But that one is for you guys. That was your request. Movie roles, that's not a request. I don't know if we've done this one before. That is a round where I list 3 movie characters, and you have to tell me the actor or actress who played all 3 of those characters. So basically putting down 3 roles an actor, an actress has played. You have to identify who they are by character name. And then we'll do our general trivia round. That's our last round of the night. And that's just some random questions on random topics. That has no multiple choice or true-false questions. So remember that when you are thinking about doubling your score. There's just straight-up answers for the general trivia round. You either know it or you don't. Whereas most of the other rounds have some multiple choice or true-false questions for you. So, and as you see at the bottom scrolling there, that is the Venmo and PayPal information if you are feeling generous and you'd like to send a tip tonight. My 2 main sources of income are not allowed to happen right now. I cannot host trivia in public places in front of large groups of people, and there are no hockey games to go cover or scouting assignments to go on. So things are going to get a little tight around here. So if you can help out by sending a little tip, tips are not required to play the game, but they sure are appreciated. Another way to help out over these next few weeks, or just as always, is head on over to that hockeywriters.com address that will be scrolling at the bottom of the screen there. That's the link to all my articles I've done. It's getting close to 600 since I've started there. I do the daily hockey history post, prospects news, Blackhawks coverage, AHL coverage when that starts again, and who knows what else. But go on there and click away and read those articles. The more clicks I get, the more money they send me at the end of every month. So that's another way to help out. Plus, you never know when one of those hockey history moments is going to show up in the form of a trivia question. So you may be getting some free trivia points out of reading those as well. So those are our categories. That concludes the begging and promoting portion of the night, though there probably will be more begging before tonight's game is over. Let's do category number 1, shall we? We'll start off with our picture round, which we do traditionally. Sometimes we have video clip rounds, but been getting in trouble with the Facebook police for those, so we're gonna calm those down and save those for special occasions. So our picture round is Famous Dave's. It's got nothing to do with barbecue. It's got to do with 5 Daves. You got to identify them. I'm just going to show you pictures of famous dudes named Dave or David. You got to come up with their last names, who they are. So that's all we're doing. We're identifying Daves. So let's roll with round number 1. Famous Dave number 1. Here we go. Ooh, here's a guy you want to know if you haven't had your dinner yet. Famous Dave number 1. Write them down on your score sheet. Round number 1. Which famous Dave is that? All right, I see by the like that Carson is here tonight with or without the hose. So she's here for her breakfast cereal round. I hope it lives up to your expectations. All right, here is Famous Dave number 2. What is this Dave's name? Famous Dave number 2. Write him down on your score sheet if you know who that is. This is a guy that I've always felt was much funnier when he has someone to play off of. Not that funny by himself, but when he's got a good cohort, he can be pretty funny. Here's Famous Dave number 3 coming at you. Ooh, look at that mustache. Who's this creepy looking guy? Mustache Dave. Famous Dave number 3. Famous Dave number 3. Here comes number 4 for you. Do you know this guy's name right here? Well, all right. Famous Dave number 4. There's number 4. Let's do number 5 real quick. The final picture clue here. There we go. Heavy Metal Dave. What's this Dave's name? Famous Dave number 5. We got a bonus question for our Famous Dave round. In 2013, Dave Bolin scored for the Chicago Blackhawks to finish off the famous 17 seconds and win the Stanley Cup for 2 points. Who scored the first goal of this sequence? All right, where are our Blackhawk fans here in Chicago? Told you got to brush up on your hockey every once in a while. Bonus question. In 2013, one of my favorite Daves of all time, Dave Bolin, scored for the Chicago Blackhawks to finish off the famous 17 seconds and beat the Boston Bruins for the Stanley Cup for 2 points. Who scored the first goal of this sequence that tied that game in order for Dave to win it? Dave Bolin scored the winning goal in that game. Who scored the tying goal 17 seconds ahead of him? All right, let's repeat our picture clues for you real quick so you can get in case you need to see those again. Let's run through our picture clues real fast. Famous Dave, number 1. There he is again. And Famous Dave, number 2, back on the screen. Famous Dave, number 3. Weird Mustache Dave. There he is. Weird Mustache Dave. And then we have number 4, Smiley Baseball Dave. He had a lot to smile about in recent weeks. Smiley Baseball Dave. What's his name? And Famous Dave, number 5, our final picture clue. Heavy Metal Dave. Dan's favorite Dave of this group, I'm pretty sure. And our bonus question one more time for you guys. In 2013, Dave Bolin scored the for the Chicago Blackhawks to finish off the famous 17 seconds and win the Stanley Cup for 2 points. Who scored the first goal of that sequence? Who scored 17 seconds before Dave Bolin did? Crazy, crazy game that was. I think where I was watching that game, everybody was still celebrating the first goal, and I think I was one of the few people that actually saw the Dave Bolin goal go in live because everyone was still cheering that the game was tied, and all of a sudden it's like, holy crap, he just did it again. That's not a replay. Good times, good times. I don't think we're going to see those types of times for the Blackhawks for a while. All right, I'm going to give you guys a few moments here just to finalize those answers. If you think you've done really well in our Famous Dave round and you want to double your points for this particular round, go ahead and put a big circle around your answers right now before I read you the correct ones, and then you can give yourself double the points. But then if you don't want to use it for this round, you can use it for any one of our next 4 rounds. You get to do that one time during tonight's game. We still have breakfast cereal, Will and Grace, movie roles, and our general trivia round. Just remember there's no multiple choice or true false in the general trivia round. That's where we separate our contenders from pretenders in tonight's game. All right. Well, the faster I read the answers, the faster we can get to that general trivia round. So let's do it. Famous Dave's is our picture round tonight. Let's do our answers. There's Famous Dave number 1, Chicken Nugget Dave. That is Wendy's founder, Dave Thomas. Dave Thomas. I almost put the Dave Thomas of SCTV Rick Moranis fame up there, but we went with Wendy's Dave Thomas for you. Number 2, Saturday Night Live alum and better as a sidekick than a lead role, David Spade. David Spade, the guy that owes Adam Sandler a lot for keeping money coming into his bank accounts. Famous Dave number 3. Yeah, that mustache is quite the thing. But under that, whatever that is on his face, that is David Hyde Pierce. David Hyde Pierce, of course, of Frasier fame. Number 4. Maybe one of the worst managers to win a World Series in the last few years. He finally did it. He found a manager that he couldn't even screw up against. Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts. Yeah, I don't like the Dodgers, so got nothing nice to say. So we're going to move on to number 5. Dave, number 5. This is original member of Metallica and Megadeth frontman Dave Mustaine, cancer survivor Dave Mustaine. He's a character. We'll just leave it at that. Our bonus question for you. Once I clear Mr. Mustaine off of our screen, there we go. Bonus question: 2013, Dave Bolin scored for the Blackhawks to finish the famous 17 seconds and win the Stanley Cup for 2 points. Who scored the first goal of this sequence? It was Mr. Brian Bickle. Brian Bickle scored the game-tying goal, and then it was Dave Bolin 17 seconds later, giving them the lead that they held on to for a little over a minute and win that game. That was a memorable series for me, not just because they won, but that was also the Stanley Cup final I had press credentials for, and it was a memorable experience for sure. And that was when I realized that's covering hockey is what I want to do for a living, when I got the taste of it. So there are your answers. Number 1, again, let's do these quickly. Dave Thomas. David Spade was number 2. David Hyde Pierce was number 3. Dave Roberts was number 4. Number 5 was Dave Mustaine. And Brian Bickle was our bonus question answer. Yes, the only non-Dave of the famous Dave rounds. All right, that wraps up round number 1. We're going to go right into round number 2, into our question and answer rounds. Round number 2 was a request from Carson of Rose Hose. She wanted one of her requests. She gave me a bunch to choose from. She wanted a round on breakfast cereal. So who doesn't like good breakfast cereal? We're going to do round number 2 on breakfast cereal. So here we go. This will be on your score sheets under round 2. Let's go right into it with question number 1. Who is the mascot for Kellogg's Frosted Flakes? Who is the mascot for Kellogg's Frosted Flakes? Put it down on your score sheet. Who's the mascot for Kellogg's Frosted Flakes? Between Dave Thomas in round 1 and cereal in round 2, I'm getting kind of hungry. I want some chicken nuggets and cereal. Number 2, who was the picky kid from the Life cereal commercials? Was it Bobby, Timmy, or Mikey? Who was the picky kid that would even eat Life cereal from their famous commercials? Was it Bobby, Timmy, or Mikey? Bobby, Timmy, or Mikey? Who was the kid that wouldn't eat anything, but he would eat Life cereal? Question number 3, true or false? Rice Krispies is the best-selling brand of cereal in the United States. True or false? Rice Krispies are or is the best-selling brand of cereal in the United States. True or false? Rice Krispies is the top-selling brand of cereal in the U.S. I can't tell you the last time I had a bowl of Rice Krispies. I've had plenty of Rice Krispies treats over the years, but an actual bowl of Rice Krispies, it's been a long time. Number 4. Which one of these Lucky Charms marshmallows were included in the original release? Was it the Yellow Moons, the Blue Diamonds, or Red Balloons? Which one of these Lucky Charms marshmallows was an original? An OG marshmallow. Yellow Moons, Blue Diamonds, or Red Balloons? I can't believe I just said OG marshmallows out loud. Yellow Moons, Blue Diamonds, Red Balloons. Which one of those was an original Lucky Charms, an original member of the Lucky Charms? Never cared for Lucky Charms. I don't like the dehydrated marshmallows. No thanks. I'd rather just have a bowl of Alphabets, which is Lucky Charms without the marshmallows. Question number 5. Horatio is the first name of what famous cereal mascot? Number 5, Horatio is the first name of what famous cereal mascot? It won't be the Frosted Flakes mascot. I wouldn't ask 2 questions about the same dude, so you can eliminate that off your guesses. Horatio is the first name of what famous cereal mascot? I'm pretty sure I've asked this question before in some form or another. So if you're a long-time player, you may know this answer from remembering it from previous. No, sorry, Carrie. The marshmallows are gross. Ugh. I'm not even really a fan of like real marshmallows, like not the ones that have been sitting in a box for 8 months. The marshmallows I don't mind marshmallows when it's like part of something, but marshmallows by themselves, no thanks. Blech. If dried marshmallows are the best part of your cereal, you have a crummy cereal. Give me some corn pops or Apple Jacks instead. All right, bonus question time for 2 points. Which one of the Monster cereals was released first by General Mills in the 1970s? For 2 points. Which one of the Monster cereals was released by General Mills in the 1970s? Which one was first? Which one was first? There was a total of 4 different Monster-themed breakfast cereals released by General Mills. 3 of them are still made. One of them got discontinued pretty quickly, but the other 3 you could still find. Which one was the first, the original Monster cereal? Again, another cereal with marshmallows. I don't get it. Whatever, a lot of kids like it because those cereals have been around forever. So whatever works. I'm the weird one. I'm the weirdo. I'll admit it. All right, let's repeat our breakfast cereal questions for you guys. Number 1, who is the mascot for Kellogg's Frosted Flakes? Who is the mascot for Kellogg's Frosted Flakes? Question number 2, what was the name of the picky kid from the Life cereal ad campaign? Was it Bobby, Timmy, or Mikey? Bobby, Timmy, or Mikey? Which one of those little brats was the kid from the Life cereal commercial? Number 3, true or false, Rice Krispies is the best-selling brand of cereal in the United States. Rice Krispies. Is it the best-selling brand? Do they sell the most boxes in the U.S.? Number 4, which one of these Lucky Charms marshmallows were included in the original release way back in the 70s? 70s was a good decade for marshmallow cereal. Yellow Moons, Blue Diamonds, or Red Balloons? Which one of those is an original marshmallow? The Moons, the Diamonds, or the Balloons? Number 5, Horatio is the first name of what famous cereal mascot? What famous cereal mascot was named Horatio? And the bonus question, one more time for 2 points. Which one of the Monster cereals was released first by General Mills in the 1970s? Which one of those Monster cereals came out first? All right, I'll give you guys a moment or two here to finalize those answers. If you want to double this round, go ahead and circle your group of answers now before I read you the correct ones. As far as the remainder of the week goes, I'm still not 100% sure about Tuesday night. I'm planning on doing it online. Not 100% sure how we can do it in person. But if they call me and say they want me, I'm not in the position to turn down that money. So we'll see. As soon as I know, I'll let you guys know. But the plan is to be here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Thursday will be our theme night. I don't know what the theme will be yet. I got a couple ideas, but I'll worry about that like 2 o'clock in the morning Wednesday. No, I'll have it before that. At least know what the theme is before that. The questions will probably get written 2 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. All right, so we're not here to 2 o'clock in the morning tonight. Let's do our answers for the breakfast cereal round. Let's see how well you know your cereal. Number 1, who's the mascot for Kellogg's Frosted Flakes? That, of course, is Tony the Tiger. Tony the Tiger, starting you off with a nice, easy one. Number 2, who's the Picky Kid from the Life cereal commercials? That was Mikey. Mikey likes it. Mikey likes it. Good for freaking Mikey. Number 3, true or false, Rice Krispies is the best-selling brand of cereal in the United States. Freudian slip there. That is false. Cheerios. Cheerios sells the most boxes of cereal in the U.S., specifically Honey Nut Cheerios. Number 4, which of these Lucky Charms marshmallows were included in the original release? Those would be the Yellow Moons, are an original marshmallow that I believe is still in your boxes of Lucky Charms. Number 5, Horatio is the first name of what famous cereal mascot? That is our nautical friend, Captain Crunch, the discoverer of the Crunch Berries. Now that is good cereal. Crunch Berries, no marshmallows. It rules. Bonus question for 2 points. Which one of the Monster cereals was released first by General Mills? There was originally 4 of them. Count Chocula was the first to hit the market. Then it was quickly followed by Frankenberry, Boo Berry, and then there was also one called the Fruit Brute. I think it was like a mummy. Fruit Brute. That one didn't stick around very long. But Count Chocula is our answer for the bonus question. That one hit the shelves first. I think 1971. So let's just go through these answers one more time for you. Number 1 was Tony the Tiger. Mikey was number 2. Number 3 was false. Yellow Moons was number 4. Number 5 was Captain Crunch. Destroy the roof of your mouth if you're not careful, but it's delicious. And Count Chocula was our bonus question answer. So that wraps up round number 2. We're going to move ahead to round number 3, which Let's get rid of that. What is round number 3? I already forgot. Oh, yeah, it's Will and Grace. This was another request. Carson requested the breakfast cereals. This was a request from STD, Stacy, Tracy, and Dave. Wanted to play a round on Will and Grace. So we're going to play a round on Will and Grace. I've seen Will and Grace, but I'm not like a fan. I don't know a lot about Will and Grace, so I don't know if these questions are too hard, too easy, or right in the middle, but we'll find out. Let's do some Will and Grace by request. Again, if you guys have requests, let me know what you guys want to play, and I'll get them in there. Goonies, Carrie, you guys wanted Parks and Rec. I didn't want to do 2 specific TV shows in the same night, so I will definitely get Parks and Rec round for you this week, maybe as soon as Tuesday. But if we get some more requests rolling, maybe I'll save it for next Sunday if we do an all request night. But Parks and Rec will be coming up in the next couple of days for sure. I didn't forget. All right, here we go. What is number 1? What is Karen's incognito name? What is Karen's incognito name? Will and Grace, round number 3 on your score sheet. Question number 1. Don't confuse it with her drag name. There's a difference. She had a drag name, apparently, and an incognito name. What was her incognito fake name? Excuse me. All right, question number 2. Which one of these celebrities never guest starred on Will and Grace? Was it Madonna, Elizabeth Taylor, or Elton John? Which one of these celebrities have never guest starred on Will and Grace? Was it Madonna, Elizabeth Taylor, or Elton John? Sir Elton John. We're supposed to see Elton John last June. That didn't happen. For that will happen. He'll come back. Question number 3, speaking of celebrities, true or false, Cher is Jack's idol? True or false, Cher is Jack's idol? True or false, Cher is Jack's idol? Question number 4. What was Karen's maiden name? Was it Walker, Offerman, or Delaney? What was Karen's maiden name? Was it Walker, Offerman, or Delaney? Question number 5 for Will and Grace. What famous mother played Grace's mother on the show? What famous mom played Grace's mom on the show? She was a celebrity herself, and her daughter became pretty darn famous too. So what famous celebrity mom played Grace's mom on the show? And our bonus question for the Will and Grace round for 2 points. In what year did Will come out of the closet? For 2 points, in what year did Will come out of the closet? Let's repeat these questions for you. Will and Grace was round number 3 by request. Number 1, what was Karen's incognito name? What was Karen's incognito name? Not her drag name, but her incognito name. Number 2, which one of these celebrities never guest starred on Will and Grace? Was it Madonna, Elizabeth Taylor, or Elton John? Number 3, true or false? Cher is Jack's idol. Cher is Jack's idol. Is that true or is that false? Number 4, what was Karen's maiden name? Was it Walker, Offerman, or Delaney? Walker, Offerman, or Delaney? Which one of those was Karen's maiden name? Number 5, what famous mother played Grace's mother on the show? And where are we at here? Bonus question. Sorry. 2 points. What year did Will come out of the closet? And what year did Will come out of the closet? That one is worth 2 points. All right, I'll give you guys a moment to finalize those answers. If you think you did really good on Will and Grace, go ahead and circle that whole group of answers. If you haven't used your double score option, you got 2 more rounds to do it in. All right, let's do the answers for Will and Grace. Round number 3. Number 1, what was Karen's incognito name? That was Anastasia Beaverhausen. Anastasia Beaverhausen is her incognito name. That's a thing. Number 2, which of these celebrities never guest starred on Will and Grace? We're looking for Elizabeth Taylor. Never appeared on an episode out of that group. Number 3, true or false? Jack's idol is Cher. That is true. Number 4, what was Karen's maiden name? Was it Walker, Offerman, or Delaney? Walker was one of her married names on the show. Offerman is her real life married name, so that leaves us with Delaney. Delaney. I'm having a complete brain fart on the actress that plays Karen. That's why I said real life. Number 5, what famous mother played Grace's mother on the show? That'd be Debbie Reynolds. Debbie Reynolds, the real life mother to Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher. Bonus question for 2 points. In what year did Will come out of the closet? That would be 1985. 1985. Back to the Future and Will being gay. That's 1985. Okay, those answers again were Anastasia Beaverhausen. Elizabeth Taylor was number 2. 3 was True. Number 4 was Delaney. Megan Mullany, that's who it was, yes. Debbie Reynolds was number 5. And 1985 was our bonus question answer. So hopefully you guys did well on the Will and Grace round. And if you didn't care for our serials or our Will and Grace round, well, start requesting some categories you want to play, and I'll make it happen. It's as easy as that. These nights are for you guys. I just sit here and read questions and make bad jokes and try to entertain you. So I don't care what the categories are. They make zero difference to me. So if there's some categories you want to play, you got to let me know, and I'll make it happen. All right, round number 4 or 5. This is a movie roles round. I don't remember if we've done this one. We've done stuff similar to this, but I'm going to read off and show you 3 character names, 3 movie roles. You have to identify the actor that played all 3 of these roles. So we're trying to identify the actor or actress by 3 roles they have played during their career. So that's round number 4. Movie roles. Let's get started. Number 1, Robert Neville, Del Spooner, Cassius Clay. What actor has played all 3 of those roles in his career? Robert Neville, Del Spooner, or Cassius Clay, not or, and. Who's played all 3 of those roles? I think we'll bring back movie taglines this week, too. That's always a fun one. We'll do that this week. I'll get to the Parks and Recs. I don't know. We'll think of some stuff. Still thinking of a thing. I am going to do a wrestling night at some point. I don't know if it's going to be this week, but we'll do a wrestling night. Maybe we'll do some sort of movie night this week. I don't know. Too many things going on at one time. Number 2 for our movie roles, Joanna Kramer, Miranda Priestley, Francesca Johnson. Which actress played all 3 of these roles in her career? Joanna Kramer, Miranda Priestley, or Francesca or Cheska Johnson. We'll just call her Fran. Sports movies, okay. A whole night or a round? A round. We can do a round on sports movies. I got a ton of sports movies questions. We'll get that in there, Casey, at some point. Yes, for sure. We'll do either sports movies maybe next Sunday for all requests, or we'll get it in one of these nights. If I do a movie night on Thursday, we could throw it in there, maybe with the movie tags around. We'll figure it out. But sports movies, I will definitely get you a round of those at some point in the next couple games. Next couple days, for sure. Sports movies, that's easy because you just picked a category I probably have 30 or 40 questions already written about. So that's easy for me. Done and done. Number 3, Wild Bill Hickok, Rooster Cogburn, and Obadiah Stane. Who played all 3 of those parts? Wild Bill Hickok, Rooster Cogburn, Obadiah Stane. This guy liked to play dudes with funky names. Who's our funky name actor? Number 4, Annie Savoy, Sister Helen Prejean, I think it's Prejean, and Janet Weiss, who played all 3 of these parts. Annie Savoy, Sister Helen Prejean, and Janet Weiss. Looking for the actress who played all 3 of those parts. And number 5, John Fitzgerald, Eddie Brock, Ivan Locke, a Raimi actor. John Fitzgerald, Eddie Brock, and Ivan Locke, who played all 3 of those roles. All right, and our bonus is worth 2 points. A little bit harder on this one. Bonus rolls for 2 points. Ethel Thayer, Tracy Lord, and Mrs. Venable, who played all 3 of those parts. Ethel Thayer, Tracy Lord, Mrs. Venable. If you know this one, you get 2 bonus points. All right, let's repeat these again for you real quick. Number 1, Robert Neville, Del Spooner, Cassius Clay, who played all 3 of those parts. Robert Neville, Del Spooner, Cassius Clay, that's number 1. Number 2 was Joanna Kramer, Miranda Priestley, Francesca Johnson. Number 3, Wild Bill Hickok, Rooster Cogburn, Obadiah Stane. Wild Bill, Rooster, and Obadiah. Number 4, Annie Savoy, Sister Helen Prejean, and Janet Weiss. I think it's Weiss. Who played all 3 of those characters. Number 5 was John Fitzgerald, Eddie Brock, and Ivan Locke. And the bonus worth 2 points. Ethel Thayer, Tracy Lord, and Mrs. Venable, who played all of those roles. Ethel Thayer, Tracy Lord, Mrs. Venable. All right, I'll give you guys a moment to finalize your answers for this round movie roles. We got one more round to go, our general trivia round. All right. Shall we do our answers for our movie roles category? I think we shall. Here we go. Here are the correct answers for our movie roles round. Number 1, Robert Neville, Del Spooner, Cassius Clay. Those are all parts played by Will Smith. Will Smith is who we're looking for there. Number 2, Joanna Kramer, Miranda Priestley, and Francesca Johnson. Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep is number 2. Number 3, Wild Bill Hickok, Rooster Cogburn, Obadiah Stane. That is the dude, Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges is who we're looking for on number 3. Number 4, Annie Savoy, Sister Helen Prejean, and Janet Weiss. Susan Sarandon. Susan Sarandon is our answer there. Number 5, John Fitzgerald, Eddie Brock, and Ivan Locke. Those are all characters portrayed by Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy is number 5. And the bonus, this one was worth 2 points if you got it. Ethel Taylor, Tracy Lord, Mrs. Venable. This is going back a few years. Those are all parts played by the late, great Katharine Hepburn. Katharine Hepburn is our bonus answer. So those answers again was Will Smith for number 1. Number 2 was Meryl Streep. Jeff Bridges was our answer for number 3. Susan Sarandon was number 4. Tom Hardy, number 5. And the bonus worth 2 points, Katharine Hepburn, if you were able to get that one. So that concludes round number 4. We got one more round left for you here. It's our general trivia round. These are where I ask you just some random questions, and you are hopefully going to come up with the very specific answers for our random questions. After this round is over with, you are going to add up the scores from all 5 of your rounds, put your final score real nice and big on your score sheet, and then you're going to take a picture of your score sheet and send it to me via Facebook Messenger. If you're playing on one of our other platforms, you can post it in the comments. That will work. So here we go. Final round of the night. General trivia. No multiple choice, no true false. Either you know it or you don't, or maybe you're a really good guesser. Here we go. Question number 1. Who was the first U.S. president to ever appear on television? Who was the first U.S. president to ever appear on television? Question number 1 for general trivia. Who was the first U.S. president to appear on TV? Let's move on to question number 2. Who is the only person in NBA history to win MVP, Coach of the Year, and Executive of the Year? Who is the only person in NBA history to win MVP as a player, Coach of the Year, and also Executive of the Year? Only one person that was ever able to do that. Who was it? Looking for the first and only person to ever win NBA MVP, Coach of the Year, and Executive of the Year. Question number 3. What stand-up roller coaster debuted at Six Flags Great America in 1990? What was the name of the stand-up roller coaster that debuted at good old Six Flags Great America in 1990? wow, 30 years ago. I remember when that came out. That was hot stuff. Now it seems ancient and lame. I don't even know if it's still open. I haven't been to Great America in shit, probably a decade at least, probably more than that. I haven't been there forever. I know the Shockwave isn't there anymore. As I got older, roller coasters and amusement parks just became less and less fun, mainly because it's full of people, and I can do without random people who hang out at amusement parks. Number 4, who wrote the Hunger Games series of books? Who wrote the Hunger Games books? That's our number 4. We're looking for who wrote the series of Hunger Games books. Question number 5, which of the 3 Triple Crown horse races is the longest by distance? Which of the 3 Triple Crown horse races has the longest distance? Which of the 3 Triple Crown races is the longest? That's question number 5. We still have a bonus question for our general trivia round. And here is that question. The man who helped create many of the Marvel superheroes we love today with Stan Lee, he died on February 7th, 1994. For 2 points, what was his name? The man who helped create many of the Marvel superheroes we love today with Stan Lee passed away in February of 1994. What was his name? Who was the co-creator of many of the Marvel superheroes that Stan Lee made a fortune off of, especially in the last 20 years? But he had a partner for a lot of those early comics. What was his name? That's, if you know that, we're going to get 2 points. There's a really good story about him and Stan Lee. I think it was AMC did a series. I can't remember what it was called. Not the Dark Side of Comics, but the History of Comics. Each episode did. I think it was Robert Kirkman who produced it. But they did an episode on Marvel Comics. It was pretty interesting. Episode on Wonder Woman is wow. I didn't know a lot of the stuff about Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was actually created by a woman, even though her name wasn't on it, and it was a dude who was married to 2 women at the same time, and they were all into this kinky bondage stuff. That's why she had the lasso of truth and all that stuff. Crazy stuff. I think they made a movie about it recently too, but I can't remember what the name of. Is it Comic Book Men? I thought that was the show with the at like the store. I'll look it up, but it was really good. They had like 5 or 6 different episodes. Marvel, the start of Marvel was one of them. There was Wonder Woman. I forget what else was there. I think it was AMC. No, Comic Book Men is the Kevin Smith show. Secret History of Comics. That's the name of the show. Secret History of Comics. Robert Kirkman, who did Walking Dead, he produced it. So yeah, they did. There was one on Marvel and the answer to our bonus question. Then there was the Wonder Woman, and I think there was a Superman episode, because that was an interesting story too. Yeah, it's good stuff. All right. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked here. Let's do these questions one more time. Who was the first president to ever appear on television? Shiny squirrels. Number 2, who was the only person in NBA history to win the MVP award as well as Coach of the Year and Executive of the Year? Number 3, what stand-up roller coaster opened at Six Flags Great America in 1990? Man, 1990 was so long ago, and yet it doesn't feel that it was that long ago. Number 4, who wrote the Hunger Games books? Who's the author of the Hunger Games books? Another series of movies I never saw. Number 5, which of the 3 Triple Crown races is the longest by distance? Which race has the horses run the farthest? And our bonus question, the man who helped create many of the Marvel superheroes we love today with Stan Lee passed away in February of 1994. For 2 points, what was that gentleman's name? So yeah, if you are a big comic book fan, I'm going to give you guys a minute to finalize those answers. If you're a big comic fan, I do recommend The Secret History of Comics. A lot of cool stories in that. They only did 1 season of it. I don't know if they're going to do another one or not. But yeah, there's an episode on Marvel. There's an episode on Wonder Woman, the creation of Superman. Then they do an episode about how important like New York City has been in comics, especially after 9/11. Then they did a really cool episode on Milestone Comics, which was an African American owned comic book company. That was pretty cool. And then they did an episode on Image Comics as well. So a lot of good stuff in that. I recommend it. If we're going to be locked down again for a while, look up on your on-demand. All right, enough comic book talk. Let's get back to our answers so we can wrap up our game tonight. Number 1, who was the first U.S. president to ever appear on TV? We're talking about FDR, Franklin Roosevelt. Franklin Roosevelt was the first ever to appear on TV. Number 2, who is the only person in NBA history to win the MVP, the Coach of the Year, and the Executive of the Year? He won the MVP with the Boston Celtics, and he was Coach and Executive of the Year with the Indiana Pacers. We're talking about Larry Bird. Larry Bird is the answer for number 2. Number 3, what stand-up roller coaster debuted at Six Flags Great America in 1990? That was called Iron Wolf. The Iron Wolf. That was a fun ride. Not worth the wait, but none of them ever are. Who wrote the Hunger Game series of books? Number 4, that is Suzanne Collins, is who we're looking for there. Number 5, which of the 3 Triple Crown horse races is the longest? Oh, excuse me. That would be the Belmont Stakes. You have the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, and the Belmont. It's the last race is the longest. That's why a lot of horses that run the first 2 won't run the Belmont, or some will skip the Preakness and then save up for the Belmont. You really don't get a whole lot of horses that run all 3. Basically because that one is so long. The bonus, all this yapping about comics. Let's see what our answer is. The man who helped create many of those Marvel comics and is the subject of one of those Secret History comic episodes. His name was Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby and Stan Lee were the two men behind Marvel Comics. Stan Lee became the face of Marvel and the famous guy and pretty much got control of it, but it was him and Kirby that started it. So those answers again were Franklin Roosevelt. Larry Bird was number 2. Number 3 was Iron Wolf. Suzanne Collins was number 4. Belmont Stakes was number 5, and that bonus answered, last one of the night, Jack Kirby. So now I have done my part. I have read you all the questions. I have read you all the answers. It's time now for you to add up your scores from all 5 rounds. Take a picture of it, of your score sheet with your final score, nice and big so I can see it. Start sending me those pictures on Facebook Messenger, and I will put together our winners for this evening and put them up on the top on the board for you so you can have your moment of glory. So start sending me those via Facebook Messenger. You can send it to me either to the Trivia Nights with Greg Facebook account or my personal Facebook page if we're Facebook friends. It doesn't matter which one it goes to. They both show up in the same spot, so I will be able to see it. Let's start getting those final scores in. We'll see who our big Sunday night winner is. And as a reminder, the plan is to be here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. But if I get a call to go in and host an in-person game, I don't know how that's going to be possible, but I'm not turning down that money. So I'll let you know as soon as I know. But plan on being here Tuesday nights. All right, let's see. STD, I have your score. Thank you. Double the Will and Grace. I would hope so. That was your request. Were those easy or hard or kind of just right? I don't know. You got them all right, but that's what I would expect from the team that requested it. All right, what we got going on over here? We have Casey. I have your sheet. Let's see here. Rico Zimbabwe. All right, and the Twins. I have your score. Thank you for checking in and playing again, Casey. I appreciate that. Carrie, I have your sheet for the Goonies. Thank you guys as always. Hope you guys are doing all right. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. Here we go. We've got our Zupans and Dan team. All right. No blowouts. Uh-oh. Don't tell him that you scored so low because he doesn't need a bigger head than he already has. He's going to think he's your best player, and we don't need to know. So add like 10 points to that. He doesn't need to know. It will be our little secret. All right, let me see what we got going on here. Nothing there. Let me check one more place, make sure we're not missing anybody. All right, we have Rose Hose score. All right, I'm thinking there wasn't a ton of Will and Grace fans out there. Maybe that movie Rolls was difficult. Kind of low scores for our usual game, but that's all right. They can't all be winners. Let's get our scores up for tonight. our top 5 for this evening. Let's see here. We don't need that one. Actually, I need to put that one. That one goes there. That one goes there. And one more. Gotta put our big winner in. There we go. All right, here's our top 5 for this Sunday evening. Again, thank you all for stopping in and playing along. Here we go. 5th place, 28 points. Our Zupans and Dan. Nicely done. Again, we won't. We'll tell Glowats you guys had 38. It'll be our little secret. 4th place. I'll put your name up. I didn't put your score. Rose Hose, you guys finished in 4th tonight. You guys had 31 points. Carson and gang. Thank you, ladies, as always, for playing along. We had a tie for 2nd place with 32 points. Rico Zimbabwe and the Twins, along with the Goonies, you guys tied in our runner-up position with 32 points. But there was a big gap to catch our leader. Our Will and Grace experts used that to roll to a victory tonight. Team STD, 38 points. That's our top score tonight. Congratulations, gang. I appreciate you guys playing along, and that will wrap up our Sunday night edition of our Play at Home Trivia Night. We're going to do this again at least 3 more times this week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll keep you posted about Tuesday for sure, but planning on playing online. Get those requests in for me if you want to play around. Sports movies will come up at some point this week. So will Parks and Recs. We'll get it done for you guys. But until then, please keep doing what we're doing. Take good care of yourselves and each other. Wear your masks when you go outside, please. We before me. Let's finally nib this thing in the bud. Let's be good. And let's play some more trivia back next week. Be safe, everybody. We'll catch you back here next week. Thank you. Good night.